two, who is Nindi Nyoro to all of us in Kenya, is one of the best performing members of parliament. That's a fact. You know, if we get empirical and we become truthful without maligning anybody, I think he has done very well as a member of parliament of Kiharu constituency. He has done very well in conceiving models of delivering education in terms of quality infrastructure, turning around the quality of infrastructure to state of the art in primary schools, and reducing the cost of delivery of education in day schools to almost 1,000 shillings. To me, and to many teachers and those of us in the education space, he's doing what very few people have ever done before. That is.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nindi Nyoro has been quiet ever since Rigathi Gachagua was impeached. But recently, actually, a few days ago, Nindi Nyoro was kicked out officially from the Budget Making and Appropriations Committee. Nindi Nyoro called for a press conference at the office where he spoke on so many things. But in his statement, I realized so many things, but I don't want to talk about that here today on this video. But one thing that Nindi Nyoro did is to ensure that he does not attack any leader and ensure that he has purely spoken about himself. And that is okay. He talked about himself in all the conversation, in all the questions. He ensured that any question that was directing towards attacking any leader or choosing sides, actually Nindi Nyoro avoided it seriously. So on this video here today, I want to take you through on some of the possible mistakes that Nindi Nyoro could have done, which resulted to President William Ruto punishing him this much. But before I do so, kindly, if this is the first time you're watching my videos, please make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. Now, we realized that after Nindi Nyoro had spared so much attacking any leader, Nindi Nyoro was eventually humiliated by President William Ruto through the county commissioners and the general administration of Murang'a County. What happened? Nindi Nyoro had built a very beautiful office, which actually was supposed to be, I think, the regional commissioner's office. But upon launching it, they did not come. The people who were supposed to take over the office did not even come for the key. So it was just left there with the 1 inch. Now, Nindi Nyoro, then now questions started ringing in people's minds. What is this that Nindi Nyoro did that is making President William Ruto to punish him? On this video here today, I want to take you through on some of the mistakes that Nindi Nyoro did. Number one in my list is simply studying and reading what the ground is saying. During the Finance Bill 2024, one of the members of parliament who were very keen on what they say about the Finance Bill 2024, it is Nindi Nyoro. Whenever he was called upon to speak about it, he said that wananchi watasikizwa, maoni itachukuliwa, and eventually it's going to be considered within the Finance Bill 2024. But if you go to other MPs, they were speaking simply the Ruto's language, attacking the common wananchi, diminishing what people are thinking and stuff. Now, Nindi Nyoro read the ground and decided, no, I have to really be careful. As if that was not enough, when it came to the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, Nindi Nyoro did not forget to read the ground again. He studied the ground and realized that people are really taking this thing about what is about the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua from a different angle than what William Ruto is thinking. Now, checking on the reasons that he was accused of, that's Rigathi Gachagua, Nindi Nyoro felt like, no, it's not enough for me to come out strongly and give my position and perhaps even decide to vote against him or even in support. So he decided to completely keep off and stop giving his opinions as far as that is concerned. So Nindi Nyoro kept quiet completely. Now, at this point, he was sending mixed signals to both President William Ruto and those people who are not supporting him. But President William Ruto literally needed lieutenants from the mountain region who were able to sell him within the mountain region. But Nindi Nyoro keeping quiet, it was a clear indication that he did not support, or probably is supported but he could not vote for Rigathi Gachagua's impeachment. Now, William Ruto left confused. What do I do with him? But now, as time has moved by, William Ruto has realized that Nindi Nyoro and Rigathi Gachagua are friends. And that's why he could not vote against him. And once you do that in politics, that's betrayal. So William Ruto feels so much that he was betrayed by Nindi Nyoro for failing to vote in support of the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua first, failing to speak about it and support William Ruto within the mountain. Thirdly, actually for him just being the friend of Rigathi Gachagua, who is the enemy of President William Ruto. So this is the major mistake that Nindi Nyoro committed. And another mistake that Nindi Nyoro committed, it is the fact that he did not come out as the lieutenant of President William Ruto within the mountain. You have to remember that driving Uhuru Kenyatta from the mountain during the 2022 general election, it needed so much the input of Nindi Nyoro from Murang'a to ensure at least they have tamed Uhuru Kenyatta. And Nindi Nyoro played a significant role in that. But now, actually, even after that, subsequently, we saw that Nindi Nyoro was always being favored by MPs close to President William Ruto, including Oscar Sudi, even the PA of President William Ruto, that is Farouk Kibet. They even elevated him at some point when the rumors of impeaching Rigathi Gachagua started, to some point where they put him to be like a potential presidential candidate or even the running mate for President William Ruto in 2027. Until Rigathi Gachagua came out and attacked the young politicians who were basically doing that. So therefore, the fact remains that Nindi Nyoro has now not moved to the mountain to support President William Ruto. Whenever William Ruto impeached Rigathi Gachagua, he needed people to get to the ground and do campaigns on his behalf. And to some extent, speak in support. William Ruto is so much comfortable if you talk to the people, they boo you. But uncomfortable whenever you keep quiet or avoid conversations regarding to him. So William Ruto has reached a point and realized Nindi Nyoro is no longer useful in my team. Even the appropriations committee that he was chairing, it is no longer necessary. So let him be kicked out and let's have somebody who is actually committed to fighting for Ruto's name within the public. So in a nutshell, Nindi Nyoro being unreliable on selling William Ruto in the mountain is also another reason as to why he was kicked out of the mountain, out of the chairperson seat. Now let me tell you one simple thing. One of the favorites of President William Ruto within the mountain right now as we speak, it is none other than Kimani Ichung'wah. Simply because this gentleman, even if William Ruto is wrong, he will always say that he's right. He will always fight for him at all cost. He will always speak positive about President William Ruto. He will always attack anyone who does not abide by President William Ruto's requirements. If you also what happened in the National Assembly, they all started attacking Nindi Nyoro, trying to brand him to be like he's a mole or probably someone who does not support the president. And even Ichung'wah himself is from the mountain, where at least he should also consider one of their own. Because one thing that happens to someone who behaves that way, you get ground rejection. As we speak today, Kimani Ichung'wah does not care whether it's rejected kwa ground or not. So as a result, he can fight anyone. That is the caliber of leaders or characters William Ruto wants on his side. But checking on who is Nindi Nyoro, the fact means that Nindi Nyoro becomes smart to an extent that he cannot go against the electorate. Now, what is really going to save Nindi Nyoro from all this situation? Number one thing that Nindi Nyoro has that is going to save him this situation, it is one, being somebody who performs. In his docket, he has always been doing well. Actually, most politicians, leaders call him their role model. People have traveled to Kiharu to literally go and see what Nindi Nyoro is doing over there. And that has been encouraging across. People are feeling like they need to perform just like he does. Peter Salesa once said, this is my role model. Some people are performing like Oscar Sudi like that. But we have to support here the fact that Nindi Nyoro has been on the forefront ensuring that he delivers for the people of Kiharu, which is a good thing for this country because we need leaders of that type. That aspect of being a performer, he gets the favor of the people. And he attracts more leaders even who come. Those who wish to oppose him cannot, because first he has the people who gave him the power. And even Nindi Nyoro at some point he won an election without one single poster. Possibly in 2027 it's going to be the same thing because he has already performed beyond expectations. So Nindi Nyoro, as we speak today, being a performer itself, it gives him the strength and keeps his future in politics valid. Number one. Number two, the other thing that can save Nindi Nyoro, it is to declare officially where he belongs. In politics, it doesn't augur well in the common mwananchi when you don't state your position clearly. If you dial on the fence, the fact remains that you'll eventually end up being rejected or not being trusted by the people. He has to declare whether he supports Gachagua, whether he's with William Ruto or not. That one he has to declare. However, after he was disappointed by the regional commissioner and county commissioners' failure to come to the launch of their offices, Nindi Nyoro insinuated that he's not afraid. Heshima si woga. That is the language the people wanted because you could hear people cheer. You could hear people happy. So therefore, the fact remains that in Nindi Nyoro, as you speak today, he only has the option of simply continuing to work for the people of Kiharu. Secondly, declaring his stand early enough so that he can solidify his position and his face in front of the people of Kiharu and Murang'a, even in Kenya at large. Personally, from my perspective, if I get Nindi Nyoro as a presidential candidate, then give me probably, let's talk of Maraga. Okay? If you have Nindi Nyoro and Maraga as a combination, it could have been the best. Or maybe if you get Nindi Nyoro, Kio Mtata, or you can get Nindi Nyoro in the mix with any other person. Me, I personally feel like Nindi Nyoro is a very nice leader that you can have in this country to transform this country in all ways. My name is Abdul Mukwa. Let me see in the comment section, you guys, what you think about Nindi Nyoro.